welcome into – whoa, what's going on here? Sorry.
You lowering your chair there?
Yeah.
There you go.
A little bit lower. It's a slow lower.
A little bit lower.
Welcome into Cooler Talk, presented by RTIC. I'm Drew Dougherty. This is John Harris. Send in your questions, please, right now. We want to answer as many of them as we can. It's playoffs time here in Houston. Texans taking on the Bills, and I cannot wait. This is what we hope for. This is what we long for all offseason. The offseason is awful, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And you can't wait for the season to get here, and it got here. And the Texans won 10 games, and I'm pumped because you've got a chance.
Yeah, that's all you really can ask for is just to have a chance. And you feel like if you have a chance with a talented team, then who knows what you can do. You got to be consistent in what you do, and hopefully this is that time of the year where the Texans fight. There have been some moments this year where it's not quite been that way. We've kind of been like this
been inconsistent, sure.
But good Texans show up. We got an opportunity to beat anybody we play. And hopefully I'll start Saturday against the Bills.
Darn sure. And like we said, send in your questions, please. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear from folks all over the world. And we want to mention there's a playoff rally in Houston tonight. It's at City Center. Old folks like you and me know it as Town and Country, that area over at Katy Freeway and the Sam Houston Tollway, or the West Belt for old folks like you and me. 5 to 7 p.m., a chance to win free tickets. So not everybody that goes gets free tickets because that'd be kind of crazy. But a few of you who go could win free tickets to tomorrow's game. 5 to 7, City Center, playoff rally. Going to be awesome, going to be fun. So live it up. Carlos on Facebook wants to know, is Laramie Tunsil playing tomorrow? Yes, he is. Don't need to say much more about that. He didn't play last week just because Texans rested a lot of starters, but he'll be out there. Tessa on YouTube has this. What jersey are the Texans wearing tomorrow? Now, they're wearing the Deep Steel Blues, but I could see them having the Color Rush Deep Steel Blues.
Yeah, they like wearing those. They've
been undefeated in, and I'm no opponent of those. I love those, John.
Yeah, it's funny. It goes back to 2016. In 2016, we were supposed to wear the Color Rush uniforms on a Thursday night against New England, but then they realized that New England's Color Rush was exactly like ours, color scheme-wise, and so we went with the all Liberty white in that game. And that pushed us back to 2017, and that's the first time we wore the Color Rush was on Thursday night against Cincinnati. Deshaun's first start. We wore the Color Rush then, and since then, the players love wearing them too.
They look good.
I've always been an opponent of monochromatic. I was for a long time. And when I was coaching, my players wanted to wear – we were maroon and gold, and they wanted to wear maroon pants, maroon tops. I'm like, no way. We are not wearing monochromatic. And finally I gave in like, all right, fine. You guys can look like a bunch of fools tomorrow. That's fine. We wore maroon on maroon. I was like, I didn't tell him. I was like, that's a pretty darn good look.
Yeah.
And then we won like 35-7. I was like, okay, you guys win. We wore it for our playoff game. We wore it for every big game.
You got to win.
Monochromatic look.
Got to win,
Rush
That's
look.
the key.
Yeah, you got to
win.
But
I love that look. I think it's a great one, and I think we could see it. I don't know that we will, but we could see that. Brandon on YouTube has the question of all questions, really. Should we expect to see Will Fuller the fifth tomorrow? I don't know. I really have no idea. Nothing would surprise me either way. I don't know. He's got the groin injury this time. He's been plagued by the hamstring injury the last few years, but this is a groin injury. And you also have to worry about the hamstring, but I don't know, man. I have no idea. You're better as a team when he's on the field, but I don't know if he's going to be able to play.
The groin injury he has, they said 2 to 3 weeks. Well, Saturday will be exactly 2 weeks because he heard it against Tampa, and it'll be exactly 2 weeks. But you're right. I don't know. So, a lot of times I have a pretty good feeling for it. This time I don't know. Yeah. And I think Bill O'Brien is looking at it the same kind of way. A lot of times what people don't get a chance to see because it happens before the gates are open, the doors are open, the stadium, is a lot of players that are questionable, they do a workout before the game. And they go out and they work out and they do different kind of things.
Which is usually a bad sign for whether or not you're going to be able to play.
Yeah,
most guys that have to work out don't usually wind up playing.
And one that did, though, was Clowney. Clowney did not in 14, but there was one year where they went out and they just wanted to check on JD, and he went out and he worked out. There was Denver last year. He went out, he worked. He had a groin issue.
I guess I'm plagued by all of 14 when there was like 7 games when he had to do that. Yeah. And you never saw him.
No, but they will do that. They'll work a guy out, and sometimes they have in their mind a few of the things that they have to see.
Right.
And if they don't see them,
there's checkpoints that you got to have that they check.
So they'll have the position coach out there. They'll have a trainer out there. They'll have all kinds of people.
Medical
watch.
Staff,
and see what he does, and they'll make a decision. And then 2:05, 90 minutes beforehand, usually Drew has it on his Twitter, at Dougherty Drew, and then I send it up to the guys in the radio booth, and you can also check out the team account.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you'll have who's active and who's inactive. And if his name is not on that list, then he's ready to go, and away you go.
That's right. So Kareem on YouTube has this. What's the overall health of the Texans defense? Now, at the back end, you will not have Tashawn Gibson at safety, which hurts. I mean, that's no fun. But on the flip side, you're bringing back a future Hall of Famer, the greatest defender in team history, 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt, who still, despite playing only 7+ games, he played a little bit of an eighth, he led your team in quarterback hits with 20. And you're getting him back. You're getting Jacob Martin back, who's not played the last couple weeks. And you've got Benardrick McKinney back, who was concussed in Tennessee. So just putting J.J. back, even if he's not able to get to the quarterback as much as he normally does, it's going to free things up for Martin, for Merciless, for Reeder on the inside, and for those linebackers like you're mentioning, McKinney and Zach Cunningham.
Yeah, I think that's that's a big one. Having defensively guys healthy, and this is a Buffalo offense that it's, how do I put it? They're not great yet. I think they will get there. But they're still young. Josh Allen is still growing, but they have a number of ways that they can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
With Devin Singletary out of the backfield, he's taking over. I mean, he's quick, shifty. He runs hard, too. Very shifty inside the box, where you think guys get out in space, that's when you see it. But he's shifty in the box. Very fast, explosive receivers, a really good receiver in Cole Beasley on the slot. So they've got a lot of guys
future
that can
Hall
hurt
of
you.
Famer and Frank Gore.
No doubt. So they've got guys that can hurt you in a number of different ways. But just overall, it's not a great unit. But your defense, without Gibson, that does hurt a little bit. But other than that, hopefully you'll have Jalil Dye ready to go, and hopefully you'll have Bradley Roby and J.J. ready to go. And if that's the case, you'll be as healthy as you've been all year long with that group of players and see what you got. And all that talk about Texans having one of the worst defenses in the league, to me the biggest key is, A, health, obviously, but B, they got to get off the field on third downs.
Yeah.
They've been brutal.
Get some takeaways,
really
too.
Been brutal on third downs, and that's got to change.
Okay, Skylar on Facebook.
Ooh, Skylar White?
Kind of, I don't think so, but
Maybe.
he or she has a question that kind of went into the last one. What impact does Watt have for Reeder, DJ Reeder, in the backfield? It's just like you said. I mean, JJ being out there is going to draw attention on the offensive side.
It should, yeah.
Away from some of these guys like Reeder, like Merciless, like Martin, maybe Brennan Scarlett too.
Mm-hmm. The thing is an offensive staff, Brian Daboll is the offensive coordinator, and he's got experience in New England.
Smart guy.
And he had been out at Alabama, and then he moved over to Buffalo, and he's done a nice job with Josh Allen. He's really kind of brought him along the way that I think he should have. The question for Brian Daboll is, when you see 99 in a game, I mean, whenever New England saw J.J. Watt in a game, it was, we're doing whatever possible to stop him. So if he learned anything from his time in New England, it is, we're not going to let that guy wreck the game. I don't care at all what he's been, what he's done. We're not taking the risk that he's going to wreck the game because that's J.J. Watt. So just Watt's presence alone should be able to help all these other guys that DJ Reeder gets double-teamed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they don't double-team DJ and they double-team JJ. Who knows? But it's got to have a ripple effect throughout that front seven. And if it does, then I think the front seven's got a pretty good opportunity to have a solid day. But we'll see what JJ's able to do. My hunch with JJ is he'll go out early. I don't know if he'll start, but he'll go out early. Maybe it's a pass rush rep early on. Maybe it's a couple of reps, and he's out on the field, and he's going to test it out. He's going to come over to the sideline and tell Rack, yeah, I'm good. Just let me go. Or it's going to be, okay, I can only do these things, so keep me on that play count, pitch count.
I bet it'll be more of the former than the latter, because when we heard from JJ the other day, he said, I can play every snap if I want to.
Yep.
And then when we heard Bill O'Brien yesterday, he said, he's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's what you just kind of described. He's going to go back to the sideline and say, hey, let's go. Victor in Laredo, Texas, our great friend, Victor from down in Laredo. We've all been bros for years.
Yeah, Victor.
He asks this, how can we get Kenny Stills going? Kenny Stills has been pretty darn consistent this year. He can get deep when necessary. He can really take advantage of one-on-one opportunities, and I think he's going to get that chance on Saturday.
Well, I think a great
– and his importance is magnified without Will Fuller.
Exactly. But I think a great example of when Fuller is in the game of what happens with Kenny is you sort of prioritize as a defense, like which guys, how are you going to cover which guys? So DeAndre Hopkins probably going to get Tre'Davious White when they play man-to-man coverage, and then Fuller's probably going to get the next guy. Are you going to double with somebody? And then Kenny Stills becomes that third guy, like, okay, well, we're going to take Logan Ryan, and we're going to put him on Kenny Stills. Well, that's a mismatch. Logan can't cover anymore, not like he could in New England. He wasn't even great in New England. He always got help. But you can't cover Kenny one-on-one. And Buffalo's going to have to make the same decision. If Fuller is out there, who do you cover? How do you handle this, coverage-wise? And that's why Kenny was able to get free against man coverage on those 2 touchdowns against Tennessee. But it may have to happen with Kenny and Hop with no Fuller tomorrow, so who knows. But I think if that's the case, there are ways to get Kenny involved. Against Indianapolis, when Will went down week 7, not the Thursday night game, but week 7, Kenny went to Will's position, and there were 2 deep balls. He caught, boom, boom, got the offense going. So maybe that's the way they go about it, is getting Kenny deep is really going to help them.
You know what I really liked? Another way they got Kenny Stills involved was week 3 at Los Angeles. I almost said San Diego.
Yeah,
but
I know you're talking about.
Flea flicker. They hand it off. They
just use
it back
him in
to
motion.
Deshaun, and that was fun.
Just using him in motion and moving him around the formation, and that can help Deshaun because then he can see, okay, they're traveling with him, or they're bumping with him, can tell you it's man, it's zone. That can help. And then Kenny gets matched up on somebody that maybe he's not supposed to, like he did against the Chargers, and that ends up being a big play for you.
Like it. Let's do this again next week, okay?
Let's
do it for a divisional round playoff game. Let's get a win, Houston Texans. And we want to remind you there's a playoff rally tonight at City Center, a.k.a. Town and Country, 5 to 7. Some of you are going to go out there, and some of you are going to get some Texans tickets for the game tomorrow. So if you do, and you see us, say, hey, what's up? I got those tickets. Thanks for reminding me. Check out the awesome video. It's on Twitter. It's on HoustonTexans.com on the mobile app. I mean, I got some goosebumps a couple times watching this video because there's a scene with Jose Altuve saying some things about the city and the Texans. Then you got the greatest basketball player in city history in Hakeem Olajuwon saying some things.
Simone Biles.
I mean, has anybody won as much as her? It's pretty cool.
Man.
Watch it and then watch it
Very
again.
cool.
There's a guy on Twitter that saw the video and responded with a GIF of a dude running through a brick wall. And I retweeted it because it's very accurate.
Good.
Okay, you've got Texans radio tonight.
I do.
So listen from 6 to 7, 6 to 8. It's going to be awesome. And then tomorrow during the day, 1 o'clock.
Ooh, this is big.
A
1
very
o'clock.
special edition of Texans Extra Points. It's basically a pregame show on ABC 13, so get set for that. And Texans Unlimited will be on the field before the game. You're going to be out there with Hakeem, with another, I can't say who this is, but it's a pretty big-time entertainer who's pumped out some hits.
He sure has.
Yeah, it's going to be
fun. We're not at liberty to say, but with Hakeem Olajuwon, we are at liberty to say that. So Dream's going to be there. I can't wait. Last time DP got a picture with him, and I was a little scared to like say, hey, Dream. And so this time, getting a picture with Dream. That's one of my favorite athletes of all time.
He's the man. All right.
That's awesome.
You're the man. You're the man and woman for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amanda Caffey, for making this all happen. Thank you for Tyler Marcotte, who fought tooth and nail to make sure this got done for you today. He didn't want it tomorrow. He didn't want it next week. He wanted it today.
Right now.
That's who you want. Fight for you. It's Tyler Marcotte. We appreciate you watching this RTIC Cooler Talk. See you.